So, Kate, talking around your getting better performance from yourself at work, or
Yeah, or continuing, getting better performance or keeping the performance going.
okay. So, there are lots of ways that we can look at that. Have you thought anything about it at
No,
all?
I feel a bit stuck with it, not
Okay.
really sure where to take it, to be honest.
So, in terms of what to talk about in this session, do you have a sense yet?
Well, just generally how to keep feeling as though I'm performing well.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. All right. Well, it might be useful for us to try out a model that I could explain to you, and you could think about it from your own perspective. So it's around sustaining high performance, and the idea of it is that it involves having achievement in what you're doing, some learning in what you're doing, enjoyment in what it is that you're doing, and also a sense of meaning in what you're doing. And this is a model that we use quite a lot with people, particularly when they're trying to get a sense of what their next steps might be in their career, in terms of getting the best out of themselves and making a contribution. Would that be something you'd be happy to work with today?
Yeah, certainly getting the best out of myself is what I'm looking at. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there are different ways that you can work with this. We can just talk around it. Or another way is that we can use it as a mechanism for scoring yourself on those different domains.
Okay.
Would you be happy to try that out?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we do that, what we might do is draw a bit like a diamond here. And we could, might give you the pen, we could look at each of these different domains, and you can put them wherever you want. Yeah?
Yeah.
Great. And so I don't know where your interest is with what you'd like to start with, but the way we often think about it is to look at a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 or 0 would be very low and 10 would be really high on each one of these. So which one, where would you like to start?
I'm interested in meaning.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the definition of that, if that's important.
What does it mean to you?
So, I associate it with meaning and purpose. So, life's journey, if you like.
Yep, great.
And that's consistent.
I think that would be an absolutely great way to use it for this.
So I'm really drawn to that then.
Okay, do you want to start with that one?
Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1's low and 10's high, how would you rate I think you said meaning and purpose. How would you rate that for yourself at the moment?
I'd say it's about a 7 to an 8.
Okay, so you're a 7 to 8 at the moment? Okay.
Yep.
So what would you say the reasons are that you're at a 7 to 8 at the moment?
So, I really love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's really important to me to be working in the areas that I'm working in.
Okay.
I feel as though I'm making a difference, and that's important to me. I feel as though I'm facilitating development in others, which feels fantastic. 7 to 8 feels good, but not good enough.
Okay.
I'm drawn to it because I feel as I'm in the right place, doing the right thing, and yet there's something more that I haven't yet put my finger on that I'd like to be doing that would help that score be greater.
Where would you like it to be?
I'd like it to be at a 9.
Okay, great. So we might talk a little bit about that in a moment, but the other domains, anything that really catches your attention?
Well, enjoyment, I absolutely love what I'm doing, and that, that's a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Achievement I'd say is probably about a 7.
Okay.
As a business, we're growing very fast. We're getting involved in some new areas, which is great. But I think for me that also means that I don't feel as though we're quite where we need to be.
Yep.
We haven't kind of refined everything just yet, and because we're going into new areas, there's more work to be done there.
Okay.
So it's a bit lower.
So you're at a 7 at the moment?
Yeah.
Yep.
And as a result, I think that learning is probably about an 8. So I think for me there's a relationship there. So because we're developing new areas and I'm focusing on new areas of business development, I'm learning a lot,
Yeah.
and that will ultimately, I think, contribute to the achievement further.
So you see a bit of a
I
relationship
do,
here.
yeah, I do.
Does that impact anywhere else in your diamond here?
I guess it impacts on the enjoyment actually, because I love doing new things. I love variety. So I like the fact that we're working in new areas now, and I'm learning a lot from that. I feel very energized by being in a learning environment.
Well, you already marked this meaning one here as a 7, or 7 to 8 or something, and you'd like it to be a 9. Are there others that you'd like it to change in any way as
Well,
you
I'd
move
always
forward?
like achievement to be 10.
Okay.
Quite happy with learning as an 8
Yeah,
actually, and
yeah.
enjoyment as a 10 feels fine.
Okay.
So really the difference is here and here.
Okay. So you can see something going on there.
Yeah.
What's your intuition about that?
So I think there is a link there. That's useful because I think there's a new idea or a new concept or a new direction for the business that we're yet to embark upon. And I think that will contribute not only to my sense of achievement in the business, but also sense of meaning, because I think it's, whatever it is something that's going to be really valuable.
Okay. So we could obviously talk about that in real detail, but I wonder, just for the small amount of time that we've got together today, what are the things that you might be able to think about doing which are within your control to move these forward a little bit, to move them slightly higher on the scales?
So I think it starts here, because I think having identified what it is will then naturally contribute.
So you're
to that.
circling meaning here.
Yeah, and I think that's about reflection.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about taking time out to think about, personally to reflect, but also to bounce ideas off others. So some brainstorming, some strategic brainstorming and discussion around where the business is heading and what opportunities there are to develop new areas of the business.
Okay.
So it's very much about space and creating space
Okay.
in order to do that.
What else could you think of doing?
In order to do that effectively, it's got to be more than just me reflecting on it.
Okay.
So it needs to be about engaging with the wider group and team to brainstorm around it, and finding time to do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that sort of emerges to you when you look at that diamond and the sort of small steps that you could take within your control to get to where you'd like to be?
Do you know, I think that's enough for now, that I know I need to go and make some space. So
Okay.
I'm going to go and find a way of doing that.
Yeah.
And that's enough for me to consider. But also, I've enjoyed doing it because it's reassured me, and I know that I'm enjoying what I'm doing,
Yeah.
which is really important to
Yeah,
me.
great. One more thing before we finish. I notice that you talked a lot about here. What will the impact of getting some space and doing that have up here on your sense of achievement?
But it'll be the sense of achievement. That's an interesting question, because the sense of achievement is one thing,
Yeah.
and actually the achievement itself is another.
Yeah.
So I
interesting.
think
Yeah.
it's almost a delayed response,
Okay.
really. So
Okay.
it will contribute to that number increasing immediately, but ultimately it's about delivery and conclusion around the ideas that come out of this.
So
I think that will ultimately impact it.
So it sounds like this is a priority area.
Yeah.
And maybe we can take that into the rest of our coaching session
Great.
together.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do that.
Great.
Thank
Good.
you.
Thanks.